What is up, guys? We're going to get into some more technical content again. We're doing the advent of cyber. For all you guys that are beginners out here, definitely recommend checking out this awesome 1 month challenge that TryHackeMe has put together. They've got a lot of really good content creators on this, creating really cool training for beginners, especially. Every day, basically, if you're not aware of what the advent of cyber is, every single day in the month of December leading up to Christmas, I believe, they're going to have a new room out teaching you a various topic within offensive security. So let's get right into my walkthrough of the advent of cyber. So you see here some really good sponsors they have here, well-known people in the space. We'll just click through here. You know, they want you to follow them on everything. Go ahead and do that if you so choose to. And they even have some Christmas swag. But let's get right into the content here. I think this is just, the ground rules of how to use TryHackeMe. If you used TryHackeMe before, you already know. So we'll just click through that. So let's start off by the scenario, because these are all really scenario-based, which is pretty cool. So what we see here, we have a little comic here. So we have McSkitty right here, which is we are McSkitty. We're the Chief Information Security Officer. We're the CISO. And I have a letter at our desk. Dear McSkitty, as our new Chief Information Security Officer, it's your job to keep us secure from any potential cyber threats. Don't let me down. This is from Santa. I wonder how the other elf analysts are getting on. Where'd all the elves go? She's shocked as she walks in and sees that there are no one's in the room, no one's manning the fort, and she looks at the computer, and they ordered a one-way ticket, and the system's been hacked, and everything is breaking down. And then on the intercom, the Grinch comes in. Grinch Enterprises will never let Christmas succeed. Where's your security team? So we got hacked by the Grinch. By Grinch Enterprises. He tries to shut down Christmas, and we just say, this was all planned. How did the Grinch access our internal systems? So there's viruses, and everything's shut down, nothing's working, and it's up to us to save Christmas once again, because this is the third advent of cyber they had. Each year they had a different scenario. But let me swap out the battery on my camera. It's actually about to die, and we'll get right into the content. Basically, this section here is just what I was reading through the comic, basically. So we'll skip through that. So we're just going to start off here with the day one challenge that they had. And let's see, now it's been a while, all the way up to day 5. So in this video, we'll cover, a couple of them here, 2 or 3 of them, we'll see. So the story here, inventory management systems used to create the gifts have been tampered with to frustrate the elves. It's a night shift, and McStalker comes to McSkitty panicking about the gifts all being built wrong. With no managers around to fix the issue, McSkitty needs to somehow get access and fix the system and keep everything on track to be ready for Christmas. So here we're going to be learning about IDOR vulnerabilities, how to find and exploit them, and do the challenge. So I won't read all this here. Definitely, if you want more information, do the room for yourself, and you can really dive into the full explanation of everything, which I think is fantastic. But basically, IDOR vulnerabilities allow us to indirectly access some kind of object by usually by guessing an ID. So here you see user ID equals 11. Well, what if we change that number? Could we access another employee in the system? So that's what we're going to try and do. So we're going to try to find Santa's account first. See what ID, I believe, right? Oh, after we do find him, what is his position in the company, right? So let's just go ahead and start up this view site here. And that will bring us here. And if we click, I think inventory, where is it? Okay, here we go. Your activity, user ID 11. We just have McSkitty. This is us. So if we change, usually like either 0 or 1 will be the first entry. So if we go to 1, we find Santa in here, and his position is the boss. So that should be the answer to question number 1 here. And that is correct. And so after finding McStalker's account, what is their position in the company? So let's look for McStalker. We're going to keep incrementing the number. And we find him, user ID equals 3. And then he is the build manager. And then after finding the account responsible for tampering, what is their position in the company? I believe we saw that when we looked earlier. Was it a... All right, let's just move around here and see if we can find the Grinch, right? So this was the guy that he infiltrated our company. I guess he created his own account. And he assigned his role as mischief manager. So what is the receive flag when McSkitty fixes the inventory system? So let's go ahead and fix the system just by clicking revert on everything. And that will get us the flag. So we do that, submit. And the next question is, if you want to learn, okay, yeah, this is some additional information you can follow up on if you want to learn more about IDOR vulnerabilities. And that was pretty much it pretty quickly for the day 1. They're starting us off very simple. Let me minimize this now. We're done with that. And we'll get into the day 2 challenge, right? So different story this time. McSkitty needs to check if any other employee elves have left/been affected by Grinch Industries attack, but the systems that hold the employee information have been hacked. Can you hack them back to determine if the other teams in the best festival company have been affected? Now, in a real world scenario, you don't want to hack back. You don't want to try to hack back because it's also a crime if you're hacking back, right? You know, it's a computer crime. So just take that part with a grain of salt. But this is the challenge scenario. We're going to see if we can hack back to determine if any of the other best festival company teams have been affected by this breach. So the learning objectives here is understanding the underlying technology of web servers and how the web communicates, and understand what cookies are and their purpose, and learn how to manipulate and manage cookies for malicious use. So this is a really good, especially for beginners here, it will explain to you what the requests and responses look like, how HTTP works. This is something that I covered in my course for all the people that are in there right now on the penetration testing, web app penetration testing course that I have going on. But so they probably already have a leg up on this, but the information's there if you want it. But let's just go and get started. I think there was a website for me to spin up somewhere. Maybe not. Day 2. So they really do give a lot of really good information here with the components and how you can even use dev tools to view your cookies. Super useful stuff. So, okay, yeah. This one's a little bit hidden. I got to click here. And yeah, I don't know. It's taking me to this monitor page. I did do this one before, but I tried it with incognito tab and everything, and it's still coming up with that one. Was the name of cookie that was created for your account. So if we want to see the cookies, we can open up the dev tools. I just pressed F12 to do that. And we're using Google Chrome here. So for us, I believe it's in, application and then cookies. And you can see this user auth cookie here. And this is the value that it has. So one thing we could do is we could open up CyberChef. I know I'm getting a little ahead of myself here, but we'll need this here in a second, I believe. But the cookie name itself was user-auth. So I think that should be the answer here. And what encoding was used for the cookie value? Well, just looking at this, you can see, I know this is super small, and I apologize for that. You can, just looking at this value here, right, you can see that it's numbers from 0 through 9 and letters from A to F. So just based off that, you could guess that it is hex encoded, right? So we can actually decode this from hex. Username equals admin. Okay, I think this is what was changed before. So I think at first the username was something different. So we're going to have to kind of work backwards in this. I think like when you guys are seeing this for the first time, it will be, I don't know, username equals user, just anything really, right? So if I do this and I move it to hex and we'll say no delimiter, should be able to take this. When we put this in for my cookie, I'm kind of working backwards here because I already took a look at this challenge, a little preview of this challenge earlier. So if I put this in and then try and refresh the page, let's see that 7B and then 27D. Let's see. 7B, 27D. Yeah, I don't know what exactly is going on here, unfortunately. It seems that I'm stuck here. If I try to go back one, maybe. There we go. There we go. So now that I don't have the admin cookie anymore, it didn't take me to that dashboard. That's what we're trying to get ultimately. That's the goal here with this. So we can register a new account. Let's just follow the instructions here though. We go one step at a time. So we saw it was hexadecimal encoding, I believe. Let's see, encoding type that was used. Did I misspell that? Oh, yeah, I did misspell it. Hexadecimal. There we go. If I can type. Okay, when you spell it right, great things happen. So what object format is the data of the cookie stored in? So it's stored in JSON format. So that's what you can see here. This this bracket notation, you got like a kind of key value pair delimited by commas. That is a JSON format. So let's see, if we didn't know, what kind of hint would it give us? A type of object notation. Yeah, because JSON is short for JavaScript object notation, but it's not limited just to JavaScript. You can use this with any programming language. It's just a data format, kind of like XML, where you can store data and use it, deserialize it and use it in pretty much any programming language. So don't let the name mislead you there. But what is the administrator value of the cookie? Oh yeah, so manipulate the cookie and bypass the login portal. What is the value of the administrator cookie? So, oh yeah, earlier up here, they wanted us to try and create an account. But if we do, it doesn't really help us much, right? So if I say, hey, let's register an account, and I attempt to do so, what you'll see is that it doesn't really help us get into this dashboard because we need to be administrator to access it. So we get something like, uh-oh, you don't have permission to register an account currently. Please contact the administrator for more assistance. So if we go back, the way we bypass this is we look at our cookies and we see, hey, this is the cookie that we have. We can load this into something like CyberChef and see that our username was just the account that we created. So if we want to actually get in as the admin, we need to change this value to be, I think admin or administrator. I think admin will do. So if we change this from self-made, which is my user account, to the admin account, and we go ahead and hex encode this, then we can pass in this cookie, because remember, these cookies are controllable by us. This is all client-side stuff. We have full control over our cookie value as the user because it's in the browser. So we can just paste this in here. And now when we refresh this page, we actually bypass it and get in as admin into the monitoring dashboard. So that's how we do this bypass technique, because basically to determine whether you are you have access to visit this page, the application is just looking at your cookie, particularly the user-auth cookie, to determine who you are. And it's not doing any kind of additional validation or check other than that. So you just change username to admin, you're good to go. So with that being said, this was what we used to exploit it. We can just paste that in, and that is correct. And so what team environment is not responding? So I'm going to guess that it's HR based off the fact that this status is red here. So if we put that in, that looks to be correct. And what team environment has a network warning? I'm guessing that's yellow because it's online still, but it's having some problems. You can see here that, well, the speed looks fine, I guess, but you can see here that it's in yellow. So I'm just going to assume that it's the application team. And so then here's for additional information and things like that. But it's letting you know that the task release each day will get progressively harder. But they're always going to be guided walkthrough videos, and I'm here making one as well. So you have the option if you want to watch on my channel also. So we'll go ahead and can the video here. And in the next one that I'll be coming out with pretty soon, we'll be covering these other ones here. So yeah, I'll see you guys right over in those videos. But in the meantime, if you want to get into more technical content, I also have that on screen for you guys. So I'll see you guys in those videos. Thanks for watching.